We are back with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, and look at what it says on the load screen. Part 2-1, Trial. We might have a spooky specter on our hands, and we gotta see if we can do something with it, because otherwise it looks like Maya herself has committed murder most foul. Let's see what happens. June 21st, 9:48 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, also he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. Oh man, look at this guy. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. Oh boy. This is case number 2, man. We're past the tutorial and now we're doing this. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Pearly! You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother was watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then, you came all by yourself? Hello there, Insane Buffoon. Good evening and welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yup, I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Yeah, we took a train. It was like a 2-hour train. What the hell? Of course not. I ran. Oh my god. I can't... Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train... Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. And listen, it's the classic get real, like, hardcore music. It's great. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. And he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? Oh, wow, okay. I remember that face from the internet. What is with this kid? Ahem! Mr. Wright, are you prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? It's because you're Von Karma. Hold on, so she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma? I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. She just brought that with her? Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! What, did she hit the judge? I'm talking. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person, I beg of you. Yeah, that's called, oh my god, like that itself is a crime that gets you fined or jailed. What the hell is that called? Contempt of court. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. I mean, that's proven wrong. We personally proved that wrong. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor. Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. What? 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. You gotta remember that this game came out before Street Fighter V, so we did not have the glorious Fong threatening us with 2 minutes. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... We could, there's a bullet hole behind Maya. The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Oh, hell yeah. Witness, your name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? That's quite the look of disbelief there, Your Honor. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Floor pans, crime scene, a diagram of the channeling chamber. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Cause of death. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Freaking brutal, man. Oh, God. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. After being stabbed, he was shot in the forehead at point blank. Now, I gotta go back and remember this, but didn't they say that the stabbing killed him and, like, they just shot him for good measure? I'm not 100% sure on this, but I guess we'll find out more. Autopsy report. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Hell yeah. Cause of death, cross-examination. Alright, let's go ahead and save. Piece of cake. So, pistol shot to the forehead. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe, whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Now, why would he have... Objection! Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, were also on the grip, sir. Oh my god. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. The shot was fired from point-blank range. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that? It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright. I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. I like that she's doing the waggle, the finger waggle, because Edgeworth had that and Manfred had that. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow. Never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Insert other Sonic the Hedgehog song title here. But before the victim was shot, he was stabbed in the chest. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the Faze, sir. And of course, Maya Faze fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure could be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter, then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ugh, what a pain. Yada yada does a... That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepts them into evidence. Pistol, two shots. Oh yeah, the other one was behind Maya. Was Gray's, has Maya and Gray's fingerprints. The knife. Murder weapon, small fruit knife, bear's fingerprints. Got it. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright? Yes? Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See? Just as I had promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. Which is highly ironic, because I think I could go either way with this one. Chat, what do you want me to say? Justified or not guilty? I want to say not guilty, but I'll take either one. Plead guilty? You fool! Foolish fool in the foolish conversation! I can't pick guilty, even if I wanted to. I'm seeing not guilty. I probably am going to lean toward that, if only for the benefit of Maya. If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir? Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. This judge is amazing. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Incriminating evidence. There we go. Stay hydrated, people. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Clothes she was wearing at the time of the murder, there are blood spatters on it. Oh, my username is pronounced Isalis Kalispel. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Cross-examination time, baby! Well, here we go. There's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This sucks, man. Costume. As you can see, it's covered in blood. This blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Oh, well... Objection! If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on. Yes, Miss Von Kalmar is perfectly correct. Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? Let's keep going. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Ugh. Looks like my time is up. So, about the costume. There is one little thing. Your Honor, actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you are talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Yeah. Remember, there was a bullet hole behind Maya. Not that we can show it. But what we can show is the bullet hole that led to the bullet hole. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? Oh, there is a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. More like a beyond the grave matter, huh? 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 It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. So press the check button for details. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Ugh. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge... Okay. No. Can I, like, review the text? Whatever. While I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. After all that, not good enough. Unbelievable. I'm a disgrace. I can't do this. Anyway, without fighting back, well, now we know that's clearly not true. So, I'll present the costume I just saw because there's evidence of fighting back in the bullet hole. Eh? Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? You're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. All right. The wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with that "are you finished yet" laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. What transpired? God, I love this. During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Oh no. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, on the surface it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Hell yeah. What transpired? Cross-examination. Let's save. Don't want to lose HP here, you know? Okay, so... last of his strength to fight back. Took out his gun. While the two were fighting, he took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. But he was shot when they were too close, wasn't he? But in any case, pardon me for a moment. We're going right back to the costume. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where's the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. It makes sense. Something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Ow! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. And what do you know? It's the thing I keep bringing up. About 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. I've said this 100 times. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ugh. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Oh, where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means... When the shot was fired, Maya, I mean the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order. Order! This changes everything. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. She was standing here near the folding screen. Wait a second! We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole, but how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ugh. Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You! I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job! Oof. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective. How dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it all my fault? You could start preparing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. But punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I could take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. No mercy from Von Karma. Jesus. To be continued. I did it. I beat the game. Save your progress. Hell yeah. I'm so good at video games. Okay. June 21st, 11:37. We've been at this for a while. Whew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghosts will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Anyway, exactly 5 minutes later. Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Man, this judge. Yay, Lotta Hart. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza. Yowza. Name and occupation. I declare. What in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine, that's a whip! Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from a foolishly foolish fools. What? Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Alright, witnesses' account. God damn, dude. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door and then bang! We hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. That's gotta be something, right? Because there's a ghost. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for, ya reckon? Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. Yeah, that's not good. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Is this cheating? Like Lotta herself was in the room? Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Oh, God. Alright. 5 statements. Only the doc and the defendant went in. Was it really only those two that went in? Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes. Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. Waiting outside, and we heard a gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Objection! Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes. I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now, this is where the story heats up. I broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Hello there, Neon Wave. Good evening, and welcome to the stream. How's it going? So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma. I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim, waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Press harder or leave her be. Yeah. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room. I was murdered. Click. There's the photo. Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see... Order? Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered? One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. And I'm trapped like one. Again. Man, this sucks. And then other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am. But that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... Uh-oh. Options. Behind the folding screen. Perhaps the bullet came from there, rather than went toward the folding screen. Of course, if that's true, that's going to kill our testimony regarding Maya's self-defense, but it is a contradiction. What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there? Wreck given. Huh? What in the... Wreck given, you know. You reckon? That's a given. It took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Wreck given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as reckon, given... Ah! Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you? Ah! Just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo? I'm sorry. No. Well, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you, totally, 100% impossible. Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense... Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Mia? I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But pearls! Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully, one more time, about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? Dr. Gray! Click. I was murdered. Yeah, we know. What? Click. Time like this? Yep, good for snapping up shots. You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle. Mia? Well, yeah, Lotta took 2 shots, right? Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... Ah! It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what's better time than this for you to see that? But I mean, I have some place I must go after this. Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See? You got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Part 2. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff. But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. She's bad when it comes to ghosts, but she's like a paranormal investigator. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting. Part 2. Alright, let's save. Oh boy, no sweat. Okay, we're in. I managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot. 2, right? 2 what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. I have 12 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, 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 you've got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it. Oh, that is damning. Oh my god. What? Von Karma! Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this. You're as bad as your father. Confront. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes. Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence from the court on purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a schoolchild? I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with a second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble that it's worth? Shouldn't it be then it's worth, but whatever. How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Huh. Wow. That's an extremely different picture. It's from the front. Like, what? That's wildly different. What the hell? What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. I think the important point here is that the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? Ooh. It's not. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body is taken on a different appearance. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn, then. She was possessed by a ghost! That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order! 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 Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it! You're too soft. Huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. She's smiling? I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitor room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. What? Is she helping me? It's unbelievable that she can... Yet, it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. You're just helping me. Like, I know this means it was Maya in the room, but it also means that she's not freaking guilty. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may. Mia? Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. What is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. It looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? I can't prove it. I can prove it. You know what? I can, baby. This ought to be good. Your Honor! Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Who the hell talks like that, dude? Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange in this picture in the court? Oh, God. Alright, fine. Yeah. There's no bullet hole. We ain't got nothing. That's wild. The contradiction lies. The line must be drawn here. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, but can you really tell me how much confidence I have in this? What is with that attitude? That hurt! Didn't we just finish discussing that her appearance changes during channeling? I know you ain't no dummy, so there's a limit to everything, Mr. Wright, and that includes patience. Jesus, it's like automatically going, I think. Yeah, autoplay was off. They're just fast. Wrong sleeve, but like I think that was the sleeve, though. I think I got it right. Phoenix, you have to think before you speak. You can't just blurt out any old thing. Nick, you're supposed to be helping me. Cringe. Even Maya's mad at me now. I have to focus. So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture. But I did it, though. What the hell? Like, this is where it is. What, lower on the garment? Like, what, here? I pointed at her arm. Whatever, man. It was on the clothes. That's shenanigans. Alright, okay, whatever, man. Alright, please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there? Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. Alright, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. She's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Jumping the gun again, I see, Your Honor. Or, jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at this at his next salary discussion. Jesus. Poor Gumshoe. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. Oh, interesting. There's not like an embarrassing joke option or whatever. The shooter is someone else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Order, order, order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow! Ah! Why me? Just Lotta for no reason. The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness. Ah! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you'll see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... Ah! I swear I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right! Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright! Come on! You can't fall apart here, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I can't believe that even Mia's calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? To turn things around. That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Hello there, Captain Avenger. Good evening and welcome to the stream. How's it going? Phoenix? So, where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... Maya had left. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Oh my god. Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room. You know something? We do have a way, and we were assured in an oddly specific piece of dialogue that only one of these things exists, which immediately make me think that more than one exists. Have you guessed it yet? That's right. The black key that we got from Pearly. Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that... The defendant herself locked the door. Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. But again, Pearly just had the key. That key's the only one of its kind, after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? Ugh. Wait. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes? It looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but... why is that key currently in your possession? Uh-huh. What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous! This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you! No! One twist after another. It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma. How can this be? At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible. My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. All right. 132. Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Huh, Nick. I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. Aw, I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing, so sheltered. She just ran. 2-hour train trip, and she just runs. What a freaking legend. Alright, I actually will start a little bit of the next section. Why not, right? Got a little time before we get back to the trial. 3:24 p.m. in Kurain Village. Thank you very much for bringing me home, Mr. Nick. You're welcome. I had to come and look into a few things here today anyway. I thought about this a little. If Mystic Maya didn't kill that nice man... She definitely didn't. Yes, of course. But if she didn't, then someone else did, right? That murderer person? Yes, Pearls. Oh, I see. I wonder what's wrong. She seems sad. Awkward. Today's trial. So, what did you think of seeing your first trial? I was really surprised. I had never seen so many people before. Oh. And Mystic Maya looked so small and helpless. Well, Maya's already naturally short, so... And then, that snobby woman with the ruffly clothes? Ruffly? Oh, she means Francisca. She had such a bad attitude. She acted like she had already decided that Mystic Maya did it. I am going to tell her what I think of her tomorrow. Don't. I wouldn't miss tomorrow's trial for the world. Prosecutors. Why was that woman bullying Mystic Maya? Well, she's the opposite of a lawyer, a prosecutor, so her job is to prove people guilty. They don't care if someone's innocent, all they care about is if they win. That's terrible. But she's really a good prosecutor with a heart on the inside, right? There's no one like that. All prosecutors are the same. What? Well, he might have become a good guy. Eventually. He? Who are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Is it that person Mystic Maya was talking about? Mr. Edgeworth? That was a long time ago. He's not around anymore. Huh? He clutched onto his foolish pride too fiercely and died for it. Oh, that's too bad. Wow, he just straight up says he died. But we got Edgeworth Investigations video games. We know those exist. Come on, man. The murderer. By the way, yes? What is it? You wouldn't happen to know anything about who the murderer is, would you? Why are you asking me? No, I was just thinking earlier. Are we seriously doing Who Shot Mr. Burns? Like, Pearl is involved in this case because she had the only key? I didn't see anything. She didn't see anything, huh? Speaking of that, during the murder, where was Pearls? And what was she doing? And on top of that, this key. Just when did she pick this up? Pearl's alibi. I just realized that I never asked you what you were doing at the time of the crime. Pearls, where were you? And what were you doing when the murder happened? What I was doing? I wasn't doing anything. She's really bad at lying. You can whisper it to me. I won't tell anyone else. It's the world. Damn, I gotta fight for this one. Oh, a level 2 lock. Ah! I guess you could see through my lie, huh? Oh yeah, because she's spirit sensitive, so I guess even she would see this too, so we both just see these locks. Yeah, clearly. I can't lie to you, can I, Mr. Nick? Right. Do I gotta, like, fight this? I forgot how I do this. Do I just select this normally? You really won't tell me what you were doing at the time of the murder? I'm sorry. But with the Magatama, I can unlock your psych locks, right? Yes. What should I do? Should I tell you what my secret is? If you would just tell me, it would be easier for the both of us. I'm so nervous. Pearls is holding the key to this whole case. That's a little on the nose, but I could feel it. Speaking of keys, this one turned out to be quite important too. I didn't think it would literally be the key to today's trial, though. Yeah, I gotta present the Magatama. Alright. How do I do that? Do I have a present option? We're on the Cyclock screen. Do I do it, like, here? Do I actually just have to present it right here? At what point do I present the thing? When not... Oh, that's right, I forgot. I have to do the... This is the present button. I'm sorry, I'm doing, like, courtroom case controls. I forgot there's a whole blue button here. How embarrassing. Alright, let's do it. My fault. Thank you for the information. Pearl's alibi. Pearl, you have to tell me what you were doing when the murder happened, okay? But what if I can't just tell you what happened? Then I'll guess what happened. How does that sound? What? You can do that? You'll tell me if I guess something, right? Won't you? Yes. Now, when the murder was taking place, you were here, right? Okay, it just, like, shows me the thing. You were here, weren't you, Pearls? In the winding way? Wow! You got it! So, do you think you could tell me now? I'm sorry, not yet. Man, alright, what next? Oh, okay, I think I know what you were doing there. Do you really know that much? Well, I am a lawyer, you know. Now, what was it Pearls was doing in the winding way? Yeah, I'm assuming this is where I show the key off, right? So? I feel just a little better. Huh? You are a lawyer, but you're also still just a person. Oh no! I took damage. Sorry, I'll get it right this time. Okay, I think I know what you're doing there. Oh god. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. What was it Pearls was doing during the winding way? I don't even know if I can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna start. Instead of the Magatama, I'll try this. About this key, Pearls. You found it on the day of the murder, right? Yes. Now, where you found this key is very important. So, please tell me, Pearls, where did you find this? I found it in the incinerator. The incinerator? Huh, is she talking about the one in the garden? The door on it was a little open, so I took a peek. When was that? It was after the channeling, when everyone was in a panic. Mr. Nick? Yes? Are you going to tell my mother? Huh? You mean tell Morgan what you did? Yes, if she finds out that I was playing in the leftover trash, I'll get a spanking. Ah, gotcha. Well, let's keep it a secret from her then, alright? The incinerator, huh? Sounds like a good place to search next. Okay, well now they just tell me, so that's pretty good. Move. Speaking of which... Oh god, I do this through the meditation room. It's really empty. Training was supposed to be held today, but I guess it's already over. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the incinerator. Which is actually in Winding Way anyway. Hey, there's something by the or there's someone by the incinerator. Excuse me. Ooh, looks like they've noticed me. And are now running at top speed towards me. Yes. Oh, hey! Like, you're that dentist guy. Actually, it's Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Nice to see you again. Oh, like, real suave. So it's like, my turn? It's nice to see you, too. So what's up? You're all out of breath. Like, huh? Oh, like you mean... Like, I'm just totally happy and, like, totally excited to be here. Excited? Like, I mean, there are so many things to, like, see. It's, like, the real deal here. Oh, really? For example? For example, like, that urn over there. Do you, like, know about it? All I see is an old cracked piece of pottery. Okay, well, we're here. Sacred urn. Is there some sort of legend connected with that urn? There's clearly letters on it. Oh, it's like runes. Like, yeah, it's like this village's treasure. Huh. Didn't know that. And, like, it's sealed inside that urn. It's? What are you talking about? Like, you know. Amy Faye's spirit. Amy Faye? Who's that? Or Amy? Like, geez, Mr. Smith, get with the program. Everyone knows the lady that founded the Kurain channeling technique was Mystic Amy. You don't have to get upset with me. So, like, as long as her spirit, like, lives in that urn, the spiritual power of the Faye family will stick around. Like, isn't that totally romantic? Romantic, huh? If that urn is really as important as she says, it could be a vital clue. What happened? Eni, I want to ask you about the murder. Murder? Dr. Gray's, remember? As if there's another one. Oh, that one! Like, you should have said so in the first place. So, like, I totally don't know anything because I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Well, that's not much help. Did you notice anything at all? Like, come on, what a total bore. I, like, totally have nothing to do with this, like, murder thing. Oh, yeah. You only introduced Dr. Gray to Kurain Village. No relation, sure. Even if you were only acquaintances, that still means you knew him. Furthermore, your sister, who died in that accident, was a nurse at his clinic. Traffic accident. Alright then. Why don't you tell me about your sister's fatal accident? Like, why? You think, like, it's got something to, like, do with the murder? I don't know yet, but I'm trying to chase down every lead I can. Oh boy. Cyclox? Like, what is it? Oh, like, what is it? Looks like I'm gonna need something to pry our mouth open on this one. Yeah, I'll come back. The urn, obviously. So there's a spirit in this urn, huh? All I see are a bunch of cracks. But I guess maybe the spirit could live in the space between the cracks? Looks like something's written on it. I am. Huh. Weird. I am. I am. The Emperor. I will destroy and hate mankind. Amy Faye's spirit is sealed within, is chipped and cracked all over. Hooray! Otherwise... Oh yeah, Pearl mentioned this anyway, the incinerator. That's right. Pearl said she found this key inside the incinerator. I guess I should take a look inside for myself. This is from Maya's costume. There's blood on it. A tiny bit, but still. Unburned remains found inside the garden incinerator. Small amount of blood is on it. Cloth scrap. Hello? That seems more than a little important. I think I'll wrap up by setting up this. Looks like Morgan's here too, but she hasn't noticed me yet. What is she doing? It looks like she's talking to a picture. Whoa. Don't you see? Take a look around. Finally, my chance has come. I've waited for this day for so long. That's right. Prepare yourself, dear Misty. What in the... Who's there? Oh, if it isn't Mr. Wright. Just curious, but that picture you were just looking at? Oh, today was that event, was it not, good sir? I heard you did well. Huh? Oh, yes, thank you. I am terribly sorry I could not attend the trial today. Please accept my apology. I had a previous engagement, as I had to watch over the trainees training today. I get the sense she really doesn't want to talk about the picture. All because the master can't be here with us, you understand. And that is why a lowly branch family member such as myself must do this. Interesting. We have intrigue. But... this is where I'm going to wrap up for now. So thank you very much for watching the stream, and have a wonderful night.